Hey guys, it's Amy Fugazi of Brilliant Observations Comedy Podcast. Even as we speak, Melissa and I are boarding our flights to head to Arizona for a week-long conference known as She Podcasts Live. In lieu of recording this week, we're sharing one of our top 10 fan-favorite episodes of all time. But don't fret, Missy and I will be back next week with a fresh drop of highly personal, borderline inappropriate comedy to help you get through the week. Who knows, we might even drop a few bonus bits early via Facebook Live. So find us on all the socials at Listen Brilliant. You know we love hearing from you there. Do, 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 do. All right, now that we're recording, you were saying?
Nothing.
No, I think what you said was that you had an issue because you would like to, what is it?
Sleep all day.
You would like to fuck Harry Styles. And I am here to say, get in line.
Well, that's my issue.
Number one first before with it. Why is that an issue?
Because that makes me a basic bitch, and I have never considered.
You just gotta punch your way to the front of that line, and then all those whores can get your sloppy trigillions behind you. What do you care?
I mean, have you ever seen a creature more comfortable and more sexual and more beautiful?
Yes, Prince. And I never wanted to fuck Prince.
I never wanted to
Prince,
fuck. He's pint
Prince
size.
Scared me.
Yeah.
Prince, he's
so tiny.
I've told you this because that's the only story I get to tell. I've seen him in real life, and he is physically shorter than me. And
that's not hot to me.
That's a lot of short. It's a lot of short. No, but it's also kind of like fucking a snake, like an actual snake. You know, on one weird fantasy level, you're like, oh my God, this is going to be so hot. And on a lot of real practical levels, you're like, this is something that I'm not familiar with and could kind of kill me.
I never want to be familiar
and
with.
I don't think this is good for me. You know, it's like, and it has nothing to do with skin color or anything. It's just like he was an otherworldly being. And there was an overlay with sex where I was like, I'm supposed to be thinking about sex. I get that. I'm also supposed to be thinking about like all forms of pleasure, except never eating, just drugs and sex and music, right? All of it in one trifecta of fantasticness. That's great. But also bundled with like, we both know you're not cool enough to be standing here talking to me. Yes, I get that. Prince. Thank you. With Harry, he doesn't really fucking care. I'm gay. I'm straight. I'm black, I'm white, I'm British, I'm American.
Gorgeous. He can move. He can
I
sing.
love going down on women. I mean, it's like, yes, thank you. Come on, Harry. I don't care how old you are. Goodbye.
But the thing is,
there's no thing. Bring it.
11-year-old girls love it. Like, I just can't.
They don't know. They don't know nothing. What do you care? 11-year-old girls love cake. Doesn't make you hate cake. Okay? Some things are just fucking good. I'm sorry.
But
okay.
Like, I had this with Zac Efron.
He died in Dunkirk. I mean, come on, which he didn't, but who cares?
I had this with Zac Efron, and I was like,
that one should pass.
He's very troubled, but he's beautiful. He's
troubled.
Yeah, he's got some stuff going on that he sought help for, which yay, everyone should. And
that makes him more attractive. I just see him as a little lollipop that somebody bit into.
Okay, well,
I'm done.
You need to see him recently because he's
diving under the earth and smiling at the camera.
He's gorgeous.
He's grown and he's got a beard. Like, I heard about him in COVID, and I thought, I'm not ready for Zach 2.0 and COVID. I can't.
Even before COVID, he does it for me. I'm not gonna lie.
He's got a little rounder.
But
all the good ways.
But people like you said, yeah, I'm really not interested. I'm like, okay, but from 11.
Oh, I would fuck him on a weekend. I'm just saying he's not the one
During
who
the week?
jumps to the top of my list. I got work in the morning.
Monday to Friday, you're on your own. But a weekend, it's Efron weekend.
I mean, it's like it's the weekend. Okay, sure. Okay, yeah. I'll fuck Zac Efron.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Our listeners are going to be like
I'm on a loop.
Did I miss something?
It's like I'm on a loop.
Please hold. Parenting, Mother's Day, and hey, Amy, what you watching? All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations. Do, 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 do. Okay, so Efron was hard for me, and
hey, there's a show title.
It's a porn title, if anything.
Ooh,
It's
yes,
definitely porn.
Yes.
It's not even on my topics for today, but I keep seeing that Harry Styles singing Lizzo video, and I just...
What does he sing, Lizzo? I don't watch anything important.
I'm blaming it on his juice. Like, I want to lick him from head to toe. There, I said it. It's out there. Thank God I'm editing and John's
You're very
not
generous.
anymore.
You're a very generous lover that you want to lick him. That's not really.
Oh my God.
Hey, a lot of work.
Amy.
Hey, hi. How are you? No.
I want to do the work. I've never wanted to do
Why?
the work.
Wow.
Have you seen him?
Harold.
He's
bringing
motivating.
It. He's
and
bringing
to be,
it. He's motivating.
He is. And TBH, you know my lifetime
God
crush
bless him. Yes.
is Rob Lowe. So you know
course,
he's
of
my.
course. Yep.
But I mean, I want to.
He's old enough. He should do the work. He's got a
yes,
degree
I would
in
like
this.
him to lick me. That's
That's right. Yes, thank you.
But Harry Styles is motivating.
We're having fantasy now. Why does your fantasy involve you doing work? That's a strange.
I don't know, man. It's
wow,
motivating.
Harry's got the power.
It's
Wow.
just a whimmy thing. It'll be gone by noon, but
No,
whatever. It's
no,
fine.
it won't. No, it'll be back the next time you see his photograph, I believe.
The photo doesn't do it.
Or hear
It's
the
the movement.
I-la-e or whatever the songs are that he's
That's
singing.
it. If your juice don't look like this. Man, oh man.
Oh, wow. So I don't even know the song. I think you were playing it before we sat down. Is that she's singing about he's got the juice? Is she singing about his jizz, really?
No, she's not.
Or is
She's
it like
not.
the figurative, mojo, the actual
blame it on
jizz?
her juice. Yeah.
Because she's got that spirit that makes everybody want to lick little boys up and down, straight around all the time.
How old is Harry Styles?
Who cares? He's the one that writes songs about oral sex. I'll take it.
Hey Siri.
Oh, she's checking the thing.
How old
So
is Harry
you guys
Styles?
know that song Watermelon Sugar, you know that it's about pre-cum on the penis that is derived through a man doing, I forget the proper name for it all the time, cunnilingus. That's the
it's
whole
about-
point. Yes. Okay, so I had to look that up, and I didn't know, and I didn't believe it. I was like, this is a fraud perpetrated by Sony trying to sell more records to make them sexy and all the rest of it. I'm sorry, nobody cut. This was really a thing, and you had it tucked in your little blowjob lexicon of like, let me flip through the book of all the terms for things I knew. You
That
totally
Amy
knew.
doesn't know.
You totally knew that Watermelon Sugar was that.
No, I did not. Not until the song came out, and I'm like, not.
I think we're all being played. So I think
Wait
we're
a
all
minute,
being
what
played.
am I singing? Let's look into this.
And I'm going to sing it louder now. So listen, we're all being played. That's that's super made up.
Watermelon sugar.
We have to get some porn stars on here who can tell us teabagging existed before Larry David explained to us all what teabagging is. And, that watermelon sugar was a thing before Harry Styles decided, I just like these words together and they kind of sound sexy.
You were saying our first caller and our first interview is going to
be a porn star. Yes.
I'm just checking.
We need listeners, So let's just go to the source. All right. I'm done with all my good ideas for the day. Over to you, Melissa.
Peace out.
How are you, Melissa?
I'm great. I did a little work on the new house kind of thing. We looked at fixtures when it comes to plumbing the other day. And I was like, this thing, it's so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I can't picture it. And I don't have the tile in my head that I picked out for the floors and the shower and the walls. So to add fixtures to that, I started to get warm on the inside and the outside.
In the wrong way?
In a bad way.
You
And
want
I
a
was
tip or are you already done? You already solved it or do you want a tip?
we're kind of done because I lost my shit and said we're done. You know what penny rounds are?
Of course I do, yes.
I
So
didn't.
for listeners, you can visualize a penny, piece of currency. Use that shape and imagine that a little tile is that shape. You've seen it in a 1929 bathroom. It's a piece of tile that's plunk cut out of a circle, and then there's millions of circles held together with grout. Penny round.
When that comes into play in a bathroom fixture for a faucet, it is the old-timey one that has that on the top that
with
says
the enamel.
hot and
It
cold.
says enamel top, yeah.
Right, that says hot or cold, and it has the 4-prong turn thing, and it's adorable, right?
Yep.
So I have one fun bathroom. Anyway, listeners, you don't want to hear this, but I will tell you that I said, I'll take one of those. I'll take one of those. I'll take one of those. I was really ineffectual, and I don't want to raise the price a single penny of this house. especially since this is a non-paying gig, which is my favorite gig.
Right.
And my husband saw, that farmer's sink in the kitchen.
Oh, yes. It's called an apron sink. Yes.
Yes, the apron sink. Right. So that comes in stainless steel.
Yep.
And that comes in galvanized something or other, which is metal but is coated with almost enamel.
Proper farm sink.
Like a
sink, yep.
tooth, I'm going to guess.
Yep.
So
and
I
copper.
thought we might have to rent this fucker. And I
because I want that sink. Yeah.
No. I was like, stainless steel, because one scratch is devastating, but when the whole thing has scratches, it's character and it's kind of cool looking. And that matches the appliances, blah, blah, blah. And then my husband looked around and said, well, where's the other one? And I said, oh, honey, I think it's right over there. And that will raise the look, number one, and the price for resale. And these are things he's concerned about. First of all, it's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. We got the white one.
Good. You should have.
So immediately I need to get that liner for the sink on the bottom, the little rack you put down there.
You got a white apron sink made of porcelain and you're worried about it scratching at your beach house where the only thing going into that sink are plastic margarita dishes.
Yeah, that's actually very true. It's not like I'm cooking or putting a hot pan
I happen to have a white porcelain apron sink in my kitchen that I use like a prisoner. And it is not scratched. So, and when the good news about porcelain sinks is when they do become stained and when they do become scratched in such a way. I mean, it's not really, scratch isn't even the proper term. When there's markings and what you might air quotes call damage to them, you get out your barkeeper's friend, sandy grit, and you shake it in there. And then you bite your fingernails for 30 seconds, and then you wet a sponge and scrub it, and off it comes. You remember Soft Scrub as a product?
Yeah, sure. Love Soft Scrub.
Our counters are quartz, and their instruction to us was clean them, with dried angel tears, like be very gentle with these things. I'm like, fuck you. So when you get scratches and gouges and all this other shit, you get Soft Scrub, a little abrasive, you elbow grease on it, and it just literally fucking sands it down. And guess what's under the top layer of your counter? About 2 zillion other layers, and they're all the same fucking color. So nothing happens except it now is back from having a black mark from someone's Sharpie or a red wine stain to being totally perfect and fine.
Amy Fugazi, thank you so much for your cleaning tips. Let's start there. Secondly, I cannot get over how grown up your youngest child is. He's taller than me,
which I know is not a great mountain to summit, but still, I don't like it.
Wow.
And he's in 7th grade and taller than me. Takes his little hand and pats it on the top of my head, and I want to punch him right in the Adam's apple if I could fucking reach it. So sick of this shit. I don't have it as bad as Suzanne Bergner, Tamasia, now that she's fucking married. I'll never get out. You're going to be Suzanne Bergner because you're from high school the whole time. You never get to have a second name. Sorry, ladies who get married. She's 4'10". And she posted a picture. Yeah, it's tough. So she posted a picture of her son doing something. I don't know. Going to school, graduating, becoming president. I don't know. Whatever.
I hope she married an enormous giant.
Everything's great. He's easily 6'5", but it could just be the height differential. So she's standing next to what clearly is her husband. I'm guessing the Tamasia in this combination.
Right.
So she's standing next to him, and the top of her head comes up sort of to where you would visualize his nipple to be. She's giving him the hug thing, and it's creepy because it looks like she's a fucking child. So she's standing next to him, like at nipple height, and then their son is above him at basketball man size.
Well, thank God, right?
And they're standing in front of what looks to be like a fireplace. So you get this visual of, okay, these are normal height things. It's not like we're doing like a Biden Carter photo, right?
What the fuck was that?
If John Jaming was here, if Mr. John Buchanan's John Buchanan, if he was still with us, and I mean just on this show, he's not fucking dead, guys. So if he was still with us, God rest his soul. So if he was still with us, the first thing that he would say is, that's a conspiracy because they put that photo out to turn our attention away from kids at the border, and they're putting monkeys in the shots and whatever. I don't even know what else he would say, but it would be gold. And we would say, no.
I
part
could
of
not
me
believe that
part of
picture.
me says, what are they fucking hiding? That they were all talking about this idiot. First of all, who greenlit releasing this shit? A professional photographer would know that ain't right.
Giants visit little people.
Yeah,
he's a normal height.
How do you go there? How do you go there with the sole intention of taking a photo and you can't get these fuckers to stand up or position or take it and say, guys, I'm sorry. We had a bat fly through that nobody saw. The lights went out. Let's take it again. I mean, you're a fucking pro. They've had their pictures taken more than once. They've done a retake. Something is up.
Jill, I'm going to need you
Oliver
to sit.
Stone. Yeah.
I'm going to need you to sit crisscross applesauce in front of.
Now let's do a fun one. You sit in her lap. Like, what the fuck are they
Put your hand on her back like she's a puppet.
Now lean forward and act like you don't have a bra or any sense. Do that. And then, but quick, put your feet together and kick them out in front of you like you're trying to, fall ass backwards off a ship. Do that.
I used to think presidential photographer was a fantastic job. You really are the coolest of places. You get to take pictures. I mean, you lose your life for 4 to 8 years because all you do is follow this human. Right. But what a cool job for 4 years. If you're young enough to appreciate the travel, the people you meet, all that stuff, it's amazing. What went wrong?
You are fucking no Pete Souza, and you are now unqualified.
Nobody checked your credentials before giving you this green light.
It's just an unforced error. And I swear to you, he's got so many of them. Big Joe, we've been with you for a long time. We're from Delaware. We know all about you. Frankly,
we know everything.
We're just as flawed. That's why we love you. A sewer rat made it to the top. Woo! We get it, right? Why you gotta fucking break your foot playing with your dog? How many years have you had a dog that you never broke your fucking foot?
I'm thinking more along the lines of,
it's just dumb.
When you hit your 90s, you shrivel to nothing. like aging after 75 is a game of shrinky dinks. They're all of a sudden these tiny little creatures.
Well, Big Joe is big, but he ain't that big. He also looked like, I don't know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar sitting there with his, I guess Larry Bird sticking there with his big foot sticking out.
You made him white.
I don't know the basketballs. I don't know.
You did great. Okay. I just don't understand.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This is my Steph Curry. I'm hip, kids. Steph.
He ain't
is that
no
the
Steph
one?
Curry.
Is he the one who I'm supposed to pick?
No, Larry Bird was the perfect visual. But I mean, I assumed that the Carters
were humans.
Building were not little people. I thought they were average people. They are not. They are little people.
Help us and
they're
help
Muppets.
Them
they
first.
turned.
God help them first.
They turned Muppet.
Something is really wrong over there. Wow. I don't get it.
Yeah, it was crazy. I loved it. Dear listener, my topics today are really about parenting and Mother's Day. And I know we've touched on this a lot because we're parents, and that's might be why you come here to find out that you're
we're mothers who are touched. Yeah.
So. And that's true. And like to be touched. Maybe you come here to find out that you're right. You are better parents than someone, and we are showing you that at least 2 people are way below you on the worst parent scale, or above you on that
I love
scale.
Your audience profile. Maybe you come here to find out that you're right, because nowhere else in the world will validate you with its lunacy. Yes, that's perfect.
So we talked before about how we are more so Amy, because she's a better parent than I am, is a different parent, completely different parent to 3 completely different children, right? So you can't say, I'm a parent, this is how I make rules and this is what I do. No, that is not okay. That's fine if you change that. It's code switching. I used to work in the deaf community. And there are things you say and expressions. And when you do that between languages, you code switch between cultures and you figure it out. That dog of yours is hilarious. He keeps opening the sliding door behind Amy and it makes me giggle. Sorry. So code switching would be me realizing you can't see it and not mentioning things that I'm looking at. But I suck at it. So I have 2 very different children, not just gender, but their interests, their abilities, their likes, how they like to be spoken to. How long did it take me to realize I can yell at one of my kids, and if I yell at the other one, here goes non-gender pronouns, they cry.
Right.
They just cry. You don't know which kid it is. It could be either one. They
He's
cry.
A crier. Yeah.
Or they panic. There are just certain ways you can and cannot talk to certain children. And I want to, and I'm really broaching this.
Unless truly your goal is to make the child cry.
And then have at
you've
it.
Just gotten a wonderful how-to manual. So
well
good
played.
For you. Yep. Experience teaches us, kids. Okay.
I'm broaching this topic because we have a friend, because it's what we talk about. It's all who we are. But we have a friend whose kid, it was hard to keep her out of the door jams. She was a climber. Oh. She would climb everything. And in school, that must have been challenging because she couldn't really sit still as well. I'm gonna guess. She was moving and very tactile, active human being. Whereas in my house, I would have said, sit the fuck down.
Yes, I don't know that you would have been the mom getting out the camera when your young daughter was dangling from fingertips from door jam to door jam. And let me paint a picture for you. A hallway in a normal house where the bedrooms are stacked up. So it's just a hall taking you from door jam to door jam, right? And they're not that close together. So Gal Pally would swing her legs up and use her toes to like clip onto and move herself monkey bar style to her bed at night by dangling from all the tiniest pieces of her body on surfaces in the house that are not built to suspend, a 14-pound girl, which she happened to be, 13 and a half of it all muscle. So she's there just like going, doot, 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 doot. And it was like she was some sort of, I don't know, spider, goat, all
monkey.
The things at
spider
once.
Monkey, yeah.
And she was just, and they're filming this thing on their phones, not thinking like, oh, watch. This is when she cracks her head open.
Look, right, which is like what I would think.
Yeah, and she's just going, do it, do it. Do it from danger mouse to, now she dangles out of a plane. This is how stunt people are built. But I don't know how you get to film it, right? I just pictured Evel Knievel's parents like, let's see if he can jump off the roof. Like, it's nothing wrong with their parenting. I'm saying they must have nerves of steel to be able to watch this because she only graduated from doing this in the house to doing this in the world where it's even frightening her, which is my motto, frightening her.
But better. So she would say, good night, I'm going to bed. And she would go from the family room couch to her bed with never touching the ground.
Right.
Like, they're just, wait, what? And when your friend tells you this, you think, oh, that's funny. But when like Amy says, you see the video and you think, this is where she falls. This is where she, I've seen this on funniest videos. And you're amazed. I would be the parent who said, sit the fuck down, or would you stop it? You're going to break something. If not your head, you're going to pull all the trimming and all the whatever off of. Oh, look, your finger and face prints are all over my house from like, yes, I'm not going to say zero tolerance because I care about very little these days. So I can't.
I'll give you that.
But looking back, I think I was a much more uptight parent and I never would have been able to parent that child. I say that. We've had our own challenges and I've kind of, I wouldn't say rose to the occasion when I did it, but I adapted to what I had to deal with. I want to let you know that child, because definitely in preschool, we sat there and said, look at that asshole. Let's see what happens to that fucking kid who's a dick. Like we definitely as parents sat around and said, cannot wait to see where this kid goes to college. Cannot wait to see what happens with that kid. I would like you to know that spider monkey just graduated from a climbing high school, a high school out in Utah, well, all over the world. It's really the high school of the world.
It wasn't even just Utah. This was climbing the upstairs hallway part 2. Go to a sleepaway school where you don't get to see your young high schooler. And what are they doing? Not just climbing on things with the barest level of professional safety, totally professional environment, but still inherent risk in what you're trained to do. And let's take that show on the road. She was everywhere, international. Yep. For multiple years.
She was in China. She was
around the world, climbing on the weirdest, not climbable shit. And she'd be up at the top of it like, come on up, fuckers. And then they'd take her picture. And then I just still can't believe it. So she's going to be on the news in the best way, where she's, I don't know, dangling from what, and up at the top of it, waving down to other people. It's just crazy.
So for me, this is a tribute to my friends as Mother's Day is here. And post Mother's Day, as you hear this. But I would like to send out a tribute to the parents who know how to code switch in such a brilliant way that you encourage your children to be the best of whatever they are and not what you want them to be. It is by far the hardest, least rewarding at times fucking job that there ever was. And you can't quit it. Your heart is in it, whether you like it or not. You are physically and emotionally committed as much as you try to detach. And I say that about my mother because I don't think she gives a fuck about anything. Like, she has a kid. She doesn't talk. Like, it just, to me, it's unfathomable. And I realized that she didn't do that code switching. It was, this is what you get. You don't get upset kind of thing. But I have a group of friends and people I know, and even people I used to know that are on Facebook still, that are still celebrating their children for who they are. I just met with somebody who said her kid's 13 and she said she doesn't want to go to college. She wants to go to, I'm going to say beauty school, but that's not the word for it. What's it called?
That's what it's called. Anything else is just dressing it up.
Okay,
I mean, that's what it is. Cosmetology, I think.
Cosmetology school. That's what I was looking for. And because she is really obsessed with makeup and hair. And I said, I think the fact that she knows that is amazing. The fact that you're encouraging it is amazing. Wait till she's 16 and still says it, because 13, I think that's what every little girl says. But I was amazed and I wanted a hug, although I haven't hugged people in a while, and celebrate my friends and those of you who are listening who really are encouraging young people, whether you're their mother or not, parent or not, to be the best fathers out there alike, to be the best human that they are and follow their path, because I never would have known, or it would have taken me 100 times longer to get to where this friend of ours is. As she said, I found this place, and this place is going to allow you to spider monkey your way through Greece and China and all over the world, and to experience all of these wonderful places and people, and also get a high school diploma and also graduate. Do I know that she has the same diploma that my daughter is going to have with her 7,000 APs and overachieving, whatever? No, but I know she is even more prepared for life. I know that she has been given confidence to approach absolutely anything. I was going to say any mountain she could climb. She is more prepared than the kids I'm raising who have been focusing their eyes on books and games and gaming or whatever. So I want to shout out to those parents and say, I admire you, I celebrate you, and you are my idol, and I would like to be more like you. All right, so that is my soapbox of, it is important to be a different parent to different children, as they all are different. And if you have twins, you know better than most. You have one egg split, totally different human
I was actually
beings.
just talking to a friend this week about her twins. She's got 2 sets of twins. Both occurred naturally. It's crazy. And she was describing this very thing. And she said, my favorite was when they were arguing as toddlers. And I came into the kitchen and one is crying and the other's got the arms crossed. And I said, what's going on? And he stole my cookie. And she says, what cookie? And he goes, it's imaginary. And she's like, okay, so imagine you have another cookie. Like, and I was like, you are the best parent in the fucking world.
You're a genius.
Imagine you have another cookie.
I love her.
So yes, she's super great. And that's why I had a meeting with her, because I was like, you gotta help me because everything in my world is going to shit. My internet doesn't work. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we did just get a lesson from your husband,
Brian,
about the difference between Wi-Fi and internet.
It's not a lesson. I won't listen. He's not qualified to teach. Don't give him that.
So, Mother's Day, my dear friends. Are you eating pills? Oh my God. Amy's taking her,
Magnesium.
I guess, vitamins right now, but
Yes.
she doesn't put them on the tip of her tongue and drink water.
No, I can't.
She shoves them down the back of her throat like I do to my dogs when they
Yeah,
have
like
to
a
take
pelican.
pills.
Well, because otherwise it's not going to go in there.
Pelican?
It's not going to go in there. I just take it and I get it all the way into the throat and then I drop it and hope for the best. No, if you put it on your tongue going to go bleh, bleh. Did you ever watch Baby Mama when she's trying to take that prenatal vitamin?
I have. That's one of my favorite movies.
It's because that's the fucking accurate truth. I can't get that shit down. I got to just, toke it and choke it. That's it.
Toke it and choke it. That sounds like you're getting high, and yet really all you're doing is taking some extra
Magnesium.
magnesium. Excellent.
They're very ridiculous pills. They're like the size of your throat anyway. So there's no chance that you could swallow it. You'd have to just shove it down there. Because it's health. Bring it. I'm all about that. So watch how healthy I am.
Like a dog. Like a dog.
You were saying?
Yes, parenting, very challenging and at times wildly rewarding, and at times it's
suck-worthy.
It's one of those jobs where it's reward-wise, it's nothing. Holy shit! Nothing.
I got a day worth of pancakes. Yeah, no. Not a big enough gold star. No.
So many times, what do you want to do for Mother's Day? What do you want to do for Mother's Day? Well, I'd like not to answer that question if we're at the get-go right now. Right. Time.
I'd like someone to actually put some thought into what I might like and then solve that for me, maybe.
How about
Instead of me planning my fucking holiday like I do every other fucking holiday.
Right.
I wish there was no such a thing, honestly, because the pressure is just, you either anticipate that it's going to suck or you anticipate that it's going to be something that it's not. Or it's very hard to remove all kinds of, why are we fucking doing this questions from my brain. I imagine it is how reasonable people who are unattached romantically feel about Valentine's Day. It's like, what the fuck is this about? Why do we have to do this?
I could buy that same chocolate on any other day. You've repackaged it.
Of course I like
upcharged.
love. Of course I like interpersonal communication. Of course I like relationships and romance and just fucking hard on top of the dumpster banging. I love all that. Do I need a card too?
Can't that be Thursday?
Do I need everyone else to get a card where I get to look on and say, maybe next year? Like, it's just not some of these things.
But even in a relationship, couldn't you just do a load of laundry and make that like as a sign this week of this is Mother's Day hour? I'll take an hour every day of you being kind to Mother.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't have to be a day. It doesn't have to be a day about me. Meanwhile, do I want to spend it driving for 4 hours to and from the beach just to look at a pile of cinder blocks and wood? Probably. That's probably do, I guess, because we're all trapped together.
Is that what you're going to do on Mother's Day? You've got a beach vacation where you're going to go sand stare for a while?
My husband wants to go today, and
It's awful late. Yeah.
The issue is it's getting late, and my son is getting a massage today. He's 17.
Wow.
Right? So at 17,
No.
because, it's very stressful being a second semester senior in high school, admitted to college, refusing to find a roommate.
Is he going to like the sexual trauma alert button massage place, or did you get...
Totally asking him if he was made aware of that button, by the way.
Ew. Okay.
So he's there, and my husband, he's done this once before, went to Costco, which is right near there, and bought some stuff. He gets out, they come home, empty the car. This time, because of COVID, my husband can't leave the parking lot, they told him.
Why? That's new.
He has to be there. He has to be there in case of what? And if something happens,
not because of Costco. You mean because of sexual trauma button massage? He has to stay for the massage.
He has to stay while my son is being.
Well, why is he
touched.
so fucking stupid? Why doesn't he get a sexual trauma button massage himself while this is happening?
Because we all love Annette, and we want Annette to do it. She's great. She's great.
Okay.
She's great. We love Annette.
Yep.
So he's sitting there like a dope, listening to last week's podcast, maybe again. And
yeah, thanks for getting caught up, Doc. Okay, yeah.
Right, so he wants to go today.
Our only listener. Yeah. Okay.
And he wants to leave after this. I still need to shower. I did my workout. I'm not having that. I'm not having it. How's your struggle going?
With showering?
No, with both health and Mother's Day.
Mother's Day is going to be probably the greatest ever because I am scheduled to do a 4-hour round trip to go get the child from college and move him home for the end of this semester.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's no real way. That's another reason that we're not recording. It's on Sunday, and we typically record Sunday morning like church devotees. Yes, that's when the deities get together and discuss you mere mortals. So we're not doing it on that day. Instead, I'll be doing the transport, and my husband has got the littlest one, has a whole variety of drive away lacrosse things to do today that are just for the day, knowing that. And he also had some, the high schooler was in the same city as the college kid on Friday doing a championship game. So he was on a bus until 10:30. So everybody's been away. And I just said, well, there's no reason for all of us to go and do this task, which really is about shuttling. My son at college, Rocco, is completely self-contained. He moved there in 4 IKEA bags. That's it. The sum total, 4 IKEA bags and a backpack. That was it.
Wow.
That's all that there is. So I don't think that he's packed. The last time that I moved him out of the dorm due to COVID in fall semester, he didn't even use the IKEA bags. He wadded his possessions in his arms and had a girl. There's always a girl. He had the girl of the time do the same. They came down the steps twice, once and then again, this manner, filled my trunk with his shit, and that was it. So it was 2 literal it was like taking the laundry to the laundry room. He carried 2 armloads, so a total of 4 armloads, and that was it. I didn't even get out of the car. So I fully planned that we don't need 2 adults and brothers and friends and, a forklift and all this stuff. I said, well, guys, why don't you just take the day off? I would, instead of all that driving. It's really, you'll get to see him when he comes home. We can have a celebration. He's going to be here. You're not going to miss out on any goodbyes or hellos or any of this business. It's really perfunctory. So I'll just do it. I had planned to do it, and that's it. Yay. So I don't think that there's going to be any... And I'm
you'll
watching
have a nice
what
dinner?
I eat. No, I mean, we haven't gotten that far. I'm watching what I eat in a real, let me put it this way. I am meticulously planning what I eat and controlling the amount of calories that I eat with success, specifically trying to eat a lot healthier and with much more protein and fiber. Those are the 2 things that I'm tracking. People, I'm reducing fat.
You're eating with carbs. Intention.
No. All I'm doing is it has to hit the calorie count first. So if I wanted to eat a bag of cotton candy, it had to be under my calorie count. So that's really number 1. Beyond that, I wanted to have the highest amount of protein and the highest amount of fiber that I can get for the meal that I'm eating. That's it. That's the only thing that I'm doing. Simple, right? Very difficult, but these 3 laws of
Simple
the dieting
concept,
universe, right? So in the manner of doing that, I've been able to lose some weight, and my husband tells me that he's lost 6 pounds just because of probably the fucking food that I'm cooking. So it's like, okay. So I don't really feel like there's going to be some giant, let's undo all your progress morning meal or
right.
celebration. And so I don't think anybody, I love them fully. This is not, I don't think anybody's given any real thought to this. I'm sure they're going to discuss it today and figure some shit out. It's a made up whatever. They love me every day. They do nice things for me every day. So let's concoct something.
But that's nice.
I pretend that it's true because it, well, the nice things that they do for me are things that I don't want and don't like. So it's, fantastic. My husband went and bought all new pans for the kitchen, which I could think of nothing worse for him to fucking do. But he did this because we had our nonstick pan. We have a very high heat commercial stove, right? And the nonstick pan that we had, over time, they just start to melt because the heat is so high. And the coating actually bubbles on the thing. They get really, really hot. And it gets in your food and it kills you. And I've been in the process of saying, I've been in the process of saying I have to replace the poison pans. And I just didn't want to do it. And then I was like, well, pick out the one that I want, because if I'm going to do it, I was sort of looking around and I'll probably have to do this again. So I was doing all this research, unbeknownst to him, and unbeknownst to me, he just picked the number 1 top rated on Cooks Illustrated and had them shipped to the house. And I'm like, what are these? I don't like these. I don't like the color. I don't want these. I don't want these. And he's like, yeah, you do. These are the right ones. And I'm like, get out of my fucking kitchen. The next time,
the right ones.
The next time you go into the garage, I've replaced all your tools. You're going to use these. You really want these.
By the way,
and your
that
shirt.
Car,
here's a new shirt for you. This is the one
car
you want.
that you liked.
Yeah,
you
don't know how to do it. I picked this from number 1 on the list because I don't wear this shirt or cook, right? So it's like, so I used the fucking new pan, and on it has a sticker in the middle of the fucking base of the pan on the top, so that when you put it down, before you put food in it, you're like, I gotta remove this fucking sticker now. The sticker says not to be used with high heat.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Medium to high only, medium to low to medium only. And I'm like, yeah, let's throw these in the fucking street. Jiminy fuck. Okay, it's great. I'm going to take more of my vitamins. I love it. Happy Mother's Day. Here we go. Here goes the vitamin. They're all fucking gummies because I'm 2 years old.
So your husband,
Brian,
is also really keen on having every possible subscription of streaming service that there is for your home. And I love that about him. I love that he did the research, found the pans. By the way, what color were your pans?
I think it's called a green pan. They're kind of like a silver on the inside. It's like a silvery green. I think it's called a green pan. I'll look it up.
They're not like a light celadon?
No, you would wish they would be nice. They're shitty and ugly colored. Does that help?
But they're supposed to be the best. Okay,
that's
fine.
Yeah, they're not good. They're not good.
So I'm curious if your husband has subscribed to Discovery or Discovery Plus. What's the name of that new one? Newish?
I don't think so.
Right.
Which is surprising.
Right. So
give him 10 minutes.
I've really discovered it because last night I was watching Beach Bargain Renovation. That's what it was. Beach Bargain Renovation. But Discovery Plus has a TV show on it called The Laundry Guy.
What does he do? That sounds like porno to me.
What do you think he does?
I think he comes over and he does your laundry.
Right. And the tagline.
Oh my God.
How desperate have you gotten? The tagline for this show is,
you know you want it.
You know you need it. The tagline is, every stain has a story.
Ew. Now I don't want it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Some stupid man figured that out. No, I just want shots of some want shots. I just want shots of a former paper towel model. You know, magically now he's transitioned into the laundry room and maybe his shirt got dirty. So he's washing his shirt, right? So, oops, my pants are dirty too.
This is a porn.
Everything right now. Where's the bubbles? Ooh, it's tied.
Put this on the spin cycle.
Ultra concentrated.
Every stain has a story. Do you fucking want to know the story behind
Fuck
these
you,
stains?
Procter and Gamble. Yeah, that story starts with the year I got divorced. Right. It's like this. Yeah. When our child went into the hospital, like
when I murdered my ex-husband.
Thank you.
What are you talking about? Every stain has a story. Mm-mm. Yeah. As I gather my son's laundry from the floor of his room, do you think I want to know the story of his stains? As my daughter is playing with knives, I don't want to know the story of her stains.
Shortly after our sex education talk, I changed the sheets in my son's room. Why? What? This is the stupidest. No.
So how desperate have all of these streaming services got, or at least this one, which contains, I mean, let's be honest, it has HGTV on there, Food Network. It has TLC, which is my 1,000-Pound Sisters. So if I want to see probably the next season of that, I'd probably have to stream this, which is not going to happen. No. Animal Planet, I don't know what ID is. And Discovery. These are all the channels. Oprah is on there with her Super Soul. She just interviewed
That's why I heard about Discovery, because she moved over to Discovery,
right, because she had her own network and didn't do the work, and it fell apart? I guess just your name and no actual content isn't as successful as you think it would be.
I'm not gonna ding her for any kind of media missteps. I think that she has earned the right to know what the fuck she's doing. That said, pivoting a little bit, we got a subscription to Peacock on the basis of falling in love with one show. Because why on earth would you ever get a subscription to Peacock? It's NBC. You can see it on the TV whenever you want. It's fucking free. Stand out in the street with a piece of tinfoil and it's going to come to your phone. You don't need to subscribe to anything.
They do have original content, though.
Well, it's Yellowstone. It was super worth it. And if you've not been watching Yellowstone, you need to start right away. And I will tell you, and the new episodes come out in August, so you have plenty of time to get caught up. So you need to do the fucking work because you're going to want to be there. And now that we did subscribe to Peacock, I'm like, God, we got to get our $4 a month or whatever it is, $5 a month, because this is a waste of fucking money. We're in it now. What are we going to do? I'm here to tell you there's a hidden benefit. You no longer have to videotape, which is what we do. You no longer have to videotape Saturday Night Live. They put it on there the next day, right away, and you can just show up and watch it.
I did that with Hulu.
It's cut into the nice little parts, and it gives you a whole thing, and you don't have to worry about this and that, and it's always in the right order. It's just it's like, okay, so there's two benefits: the show that I like to watch and the other show that I like to watch. But that's it. There's nothing else on the fucking thing.
That's not true. They do have some original content, and the reason that and they go back, like, isn't Punky
original
Brewster
content?
on there?
Yes, and it's not Punky Brewster. First of all, I don't want to watch Punky Brewster. This is pretend Punky Brewster, some weird, overly thin adult woman, like Punky grown-upster, and she's like not even Maya Bialik. She's some new person doing
she's
some
not.
other stupid things. Yes, she is. That's not Maya Bialik. It's somebody else.
Maya Bialik was never Punky Brewster.
Yes, she was. That's
no,
what
she
was.
wasn't. It's Soleil Moon Frye.
Who the fuck is that?
Punky Brewster.
She's on CNN. She's a newscaster on CNN, and she posts really good thought
Soledad
pieces.
O'Brien.
I subscribe to her on Twitter.
No.
She's great.
Oh my God, it's like talking to my grandfather.
You can shut up
Moon
now.
Frye.
He does not know Soleil Moon Dick. He doesn't know none of these fucking people. You don't compare me to him, and he's great. But I don't want to be compared to him because I know all the people. I know all the people.
What the
Trust
fuck
me.
is
I'm
happening?
a subscriber to
Dear
fucking
listener, it's like the fucking Hummer thing all over again. Soleil Moon Frye. You might not recognize her because she had a boob reduction and she's tiny now.
I rest my case.
But
why are we watching this idiot? Who would do that?
She is
Who would
the
do
same
that?
adorable little actress she was when she had 2 different color socks and kicks.
And without boobs and any sense. No.
Oh my God.
Why would you? What's the matter with you? Why did she get a breast
So,
reduction?
first of all, Maya Bialik was Blossom.
Okay. Really?
And
That
she
doesn't
is-
sound right. I thought that was.
Oh my God.
Nana,
stop it.
I thought that was Miley Cyrus.
Oh my God. That's Hannah Montana.
The best of both worlds.
Yes.
I got one.
You got one. Yay, you. Oh my God. Fugazi, what are you doing? You're killing me
I don't have
here.
little girls. I don't have little girls. We never had to watch this stupid, insipid shit.
But
we
the
have
only
boys.
one you knew was the one that was from when our kids were little, was Hannah
From
Montana.
being alive on the planet. No, I know Hannah Montana. I think probably because I like Miley Cyrus as a troubled teen and young adult artist. I like her music. So I think
teen.
when she dances around in a bear costume with her coochie hanging out and getting tattoos on her nipples and weird things that she's doing. And her answer is, I'm 19. And I was like, you know what? I agree.
You're right.
I agree. If I had your parents, all of your wealth, a lot of your talent, and, equal parts, no upbringing or sense, Drew Barrymore became Drew Barrymore for a reason. It's because all the adults around her were like, have fun. We're going over here and
you know who
smoking
Drew
it.
Barrymore is, though.
Drew Barrymore's great. I'm not an idiot. Really. I had to qualify it.
I'd like to refer back to Soleil Moon Frye as in Punky Brewster.
I'm sorry
Still,
to say
same
that
character.
if the test of my aptitude has Soleil Moon Frye as one of the questions on it, I question the test.
So Maya Bialik was Blossom, and she went on to do many millions of things, but she also did Big Bang, and now she has...
did not. What millions of things did she ever do? Why are you defending this nameless person? I'm sure she's great. We love you, Soleil.
Who do you think is nameless? I'm talking about Maya Bialik, who went on to do...
Oh, yeah. She likes to look down her nose at everybody and tell us why you shouldn't watch TV, even though she's a TV star. But she did do a lot of, I'm going to help you become an educated and better person. She did do, I saw those videos.
She even has a podcast. She is fucking fantastic. I'll defend her to the death.
She
has a
defended. She's
podcast
good.
now.
Yep.
Yeah, called Maya Bialik's Breakdown. And it's a psychologic...
It is a psychology and that's
Yes.
I think
And it's
that's why
great.
she's number 2 in that field, actually. So it's very good.
She's great. So
Yep.
different
Yep.
people, and I'll tell you the reason we subscribed to Peacock. And here's a super weird flex.
And we're back.
It's a super weird flex. Is we know the CEO of Peacock. He's
Really? Oh,
his
that's
wife
right,
is
you
my
do.
family friend from growing
That's
up.
right, you do. Well, you
And-
should tell her that Soleil doesn't belong on there. Okay, I'm here to the pro tip. Yeah.
So you don't think that remake should have been done? Is what you're saying?
I don't care about it, and I know that it will fail. I don't wish it to fail. I just have eyes in my head, and I know what's going to happen. So good luck to you. Enjoy your studio backing and your salary while you have it. And I would advise you to sock it away someplace nice because I don't think it's going to be long-lived.
Give it away.
Yes.
Give it away
Okay,
now.
okay.
So, yes, that is, I think there is some value to Peacock. I do not really, if you have all these other channels, TLC, HGTV, and you know how to use a DVR, I do not yet see value to this Discovery Plus nonsense, especially if their leadoff is the laundry guy. That is my horror. This is a show. I mean, it's not. Oh, here, what did they show in the preview, Melissa? What could they possibly have? They had a white dress with stains, and in the end, it's hanging on a clothesline, and it is stark white again. Don't get me wrong. My husband has white T-shirts that he wears under his scrubs every single day to work, which are a blue-gray now and almost the color of blue jeans. And I
needs
know
to switch over to Tommy John. I'm here to tell you, anybody who has ever done laundry before, and I am no aficionado. I simply have the skills. I refuse to use them, right? I am an expert, and I sit this when I've retired from doing laundry. I'll put it that way. White shit is the easiest thing in the fucking world to get clean again, because I got news for you. All you're trying to do is remove any color. So all you have to do is use bleach, and now you're done. And if we don't need a show for this, you idiot. You're in bleach. I mean, it's like, how tricky is that shit? The show is sponsored by Clorox, and it's 8 seconds long. Unscrew cap. We're done.
We got color safe bleach. We got extra bleach.
Well, I'm here to tell you. Also, you get this bar. It's called Fell's Naphtha. Have you ever used Fell's Naphtha?
Those are not words.
Have you ever used borax?
Yes.
Okay,
but not for that.
You're an intermediate. If you'd like to go to advanced, borax is granules that you add in. Before we had things like OxyClean. You can do both, but it gets really fades your shit. So the best thing that you can use on a stain that is organic. So a grass stain, mud, blood.
Yeah.
Scrooge. Anything else that you have on there of unknown origin.
Watermelon
food,
sugar.
Grease, right? Ink. Here's what you do. You take Fell's Naphtha bar and you shave it off, right? I actually got at IKEA, they have these little kitchen shavers for cheese, but the shaver top sits on like a plastic container so that when you go, it goes right into this plastic container. I just put it in the laundry room, keep it next to this bar. It's a bar of soap.
She takes out her mandolin.
I grate off the thing so that it's in these tiny little flakes, right? Unsnap the thing, dump it in the tub. Fell's Naphtha will get rid of any stain that previous to this with your fucking Tide pen. Go suck a dick. You would have to do this for...
That was aggressive.
You would have to do this for 4 wash loads, and it would still come out with like a faded grass stain.
Okay.
Fell's Naphtha will get it done. You're trying to get me off this like people don't tune to us for life tips and laundry, and that's all that they do.
I have a question.
I'm not sure. On TLC. And it's called Fuck You Laundry Guy.
Your
with
mic
the
technique.
bitch.
Your mic
Yes.
technique is banging. So
P.S. My co-host is Soleil.
Soleil Moon Fry.
You gotta stop
She's
glorifying.
adorable. Leave her alone.
I'm sure she's great. And when you go to the Christmas cocktail over at Peacock Tower, be sure not to bring me. And I would be very pleasant to this woman who, P.S., does not listen to this show.
Oh, thank God. It's a good
could.
thing.
I would help her. I'd be helpful. I'd be super helpful.
I just don't think a 40-something-year-old woman should be wearing overalls the way she does. But if I had her...
Now you're on board.
No, I think she's great. I'm happy that her career is still moving.
Give her the content where she can flex her muscles as an adult. She doesn't have to be like, and I'm still as wacky and babingy as I used to. I don't know. First of all, is that the one where she had the pipe cleaners in her braided hair and they would stick out? That's Pippi fucking Longstocking,
that's Pippi
right?
Longstocking, yes.
And I wanted to take those things and choke her with them so that we never had to see her again.
This is the one where she had rainbow socks and 2 different Converse.
That's Maya Bialik.
No, it's not. That's Blossom. That's Joey, her brother Joey and Blossom.
You know a lot in a really frightening part of life.
Wait, I had a question for you about laundry because I can't go to the laundry guy because what if it's not a stain and it's just wildly discolored? The whole shirt is like a dark gray and you know it was once white. What? Just like a tub of bleach in the wash with it?
OxyClean. First of all, don't put anything else in there with color. Do it on white setting. Add in some OxyClean, which is a booster.
Yep.
If you have a bleach option, put in some proper bleach with it. Wash it, then put it in the dryer by itself. And you're also going to put in something called a color grabbing dryer sheet. So for a while, they were marketing these things. They may have stopped making them. But
I saw that once.
Yeah, and it's for people who have over-dyed jeans, which are super dark blue.
Yep.
They often will give off that same color.
That's
just
probably
in the washer
how
and in the dryer.
White T-shirts became that color.
Right, so it's color transfer. So in this case, what you're going to do, the problem with that is it also degrades the fabric pretty quickly when you have to get something clean that aggressively. So unless these are shirts that he wants to wear like under his tuxedo, I would tell you, what the fuck do you care?
I
People
don't,
are
and I haven't.
on it. Yeah, so buy him new T-shirts or bleach the fuck out of these, and then they're going to be crisp white and also start to fall apart really fast. So
that would be funny.
that's up to you. You could do that and see.
So there's this one procedure that he has
Borax
to do
is also good.
at work where he has to take his shoes off, climb on the table, probably to like reduce something on
Do
a
they
patient.
have like a sexual panic button on the emergency room table for the people who are in there half dying? Why is he climbing on you without his feet?
Look, my husband's good looking, and anybody in that emergency department be lucky to have him climb on them.
Emergency doctor, something's really wrong.
That is definitely a porn that I think I've seen. So
It's right down there.
So there's one procedure where he's like, oh, shit, I have to reduce this hip or reduce something where he has to get on a gurney. So he takes his shoes off.
Sure he does. Talk slower.
So every morning. When I don't have your voice. I'm sorry. I just don't have that.
You do.
Every morning before I leave for work, I need to check and make sure there are no holes in my socks. Because when I take my shoes, if there's a hole in that man's socks, I promise you something will need to be reduced that day. Because everybody there needs to see not only are his white T-shirts dark gray, but his toes are climbing out of his socks. So,
well, you got two choices.
Throw them away is the choice. Don't wear those.
No, you're not thinking clearly.
I don't
Maya.
darn socks.
Maya and Bialik. No, you're not going to fucking darn a sock. And I'm here to tell you, I've done it, and it never works because then you have this fucking thing on your toe, and you want to kill someone. It's not a good look for an emergency room physician.
Right.
You're not thinking. You're not thinking clearly. Think clearly.
Straighten me
What
out.
is the chronic problem of the undergarment of this man? Discoloration.
It's discoloration.
Right. So, what would be a faster path to solving the problem of masking the discoloration? Would it be cleaning a white shirt again and again and again, or choosing an undershirt that is not white?
No, he likes those. Do whatever he wants.
They can come in other colors.
They do. And he sometimes wears black ones, and it's a nice change up, but they're all gray. So it's either gray or black at this point. He
could start with a gray shirt. You see
hey,
where I'm going?
dear husband of mine, I'm confident you're listening. That's how you fix your laundry problem.
I got news for you. Undergarments from Tommy John are fan-fucking-tastic. So, but you don't want to ruin them. You don't want to ruin them.
If you don't feel like subscribing to Discovery Plus and talking to the laundry guy because every stain has a story.
And please don't. And please don't.
It's
And please don't.
ridiculous.
And please don't. And please don't. And please don't.
Did we offend? I feel like last week we were a little hostile about our no fewer than 7 acquaintance/friends and friends who are roller skating. Did we offend?
Oh, gosh. Were
we offensive?
Did you get some feedback? And I guess the sub-question B is, are you caring about this now? Is that where you're going to...
Okay. So did we get feedback? I think in a way crickets could be construed as feedback, 1.
Oh, come on.
And 2, do I care? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to offend anyone. I just want to put it out there. Knock it off. I mean, I don't want to tell you.
So let me say, okay. So you're comparing the avalanche of feedback that we get on a given week with the
crickets,
with the
cricket.
negative numbers of non-feedback that we got the past week, and you're seeing a disparity there. So you're feeling like
my objection was more the conversation we had after pod, which was when we said about specifically 3 of the 7 people that are doing it. The others, I just scroll. But 3 of the 7 provide excellent content in other areas, right? And this area not being one of them. I'm doing it again, aren't I?
you're entitled to do what you want. Your name is on the fucking show. Spill your juice. Watermelon sugar high.
Spill your juice. Anyway, here's my bottom line. If I offended by my tirade, it's not as much an apology as it is to say.
I'm going to do it again.
It's
so
a
here we go.
clarification, not an apology. I just want to say to these 2 specific humans. I've seen a guy doing it now too, by the way.
What?
I know. So that makes 8 in total. But to these 2 specific humans, you have so many avenues of excellent content. Stay with that. stay with that. My objection wasn't that you're putting out content nobody wants to see. That's actually content I don't want to see. But you have so much good content. Keep it up. Keep up the good work and, let some things fall by the wayside, I guess what I was trying to say. Everything can't be a fucking winner.
I don't even know where you're coming from this because 3 of the people who I know personally just so happens this very morning had new roller babe-esque, I'm riding around on my 4-wheeled magic bus. Here I go. Bzz. So it's still happening. So it's not.
Of course it's still happening.
It continued
I'm just saying
unabated.
it's unnecessary.
So your feedback has gone into the well of sorrows. Nobody is listening enough to change their habits.
All right, fine.
I would also say this. Social media is really about yourself. And you're kidding yourself if you think it's not. So post what you like. And if people want to come and be in that room with you and talk to you about those things, great. And if not, you're welcome to leave the cocktail party. Right?
But read the cues. If nobody's liking it and viewing it and passing it around, maybe, and your other stuff is banging and active, read the room. Read the room.
No, but sometimes you don't want to host that cocktail party. Maybe you don't want to host that cocktail party. Maya Bialach decided that she no longer wanted to be blossom. Do you see how I can learn?
You did learn. I'm impressed. Have you ever been undercharged for something?
Yes, I have.
And what did you do about it? Foolishly,
I correct their mistake to my detriment. I once got yelled at for doing this because the person was arguing with me. It's going to sound ridiculous. I was in high school. It was part of a group trip. This was nothing fancy, but I was in France. So I'm not a native speaker. Yeah, I was in Paris.
It's nothing fancy.
Shut up. It was a high school trip. We all go. So I was there. I'm just a high schooler. I barely speak the language. It was probably like a French club trip. You know how you go on these high school trips to places with a whole bunch of people. And it was
Joe Biden's state, by the way.
It was at the exchange place where they take the money from your currency and transfer it, right? And they did it, and they made this huge mistake where I ended up getting 3 times the amount I was supposed to get for the like it was like a 0 somehow transferred. And me and math, we're not friends, okay? We're social, but that's it. So I'm there in another country, not really speaking the language, doing math with like weird looking sevens, the whole fucking thing. I don't know, but I knew this was wrong.
Sevens that were crossed?
Because I don't do math and because I'm in a different place, I had started out by saying, all right, so here's how much I have. I'll figure it out. Loosely, I'm going to get this X amount. And when she gave me the amount, it was triple the amount. And I'm like, but I'm prepared and I knew that's not right. So I said, no. And I'm trying to like fix it and say it. And she was like over it already. And she's like, blah, 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 and just started
yelling. Take the fucking money.
Yeah, and pointing at the thing and pounding it. And I pointed right back. And I pointed at the thing and I pointed at the number and I was like, no. And I said, whatever, incorrect or whatever. I don't remember what the fuck it was. It was 8 million years ago, right? And so she looked at it. She looked down like, who? And then she took it and grabbed it all back and it gave me half. And she went, oh, Missy. And that's it. So it's like, thank you for not getting me fired because I just triple gave you at the fucking bank. So, and I should have just walked away. And I would have not been yelled on and had wonderful croissant. Why did I not do this?
Croissant.
Bialik. Yes.
You just turned into my mother.
Fantastique, soleil.
Soleil. Mon frère.
Stop it.
Mon frère.
She doesn't get to go to France with me. Have you ever been overcharged?
I was at the Amish market yesterday, and I occasionally get a 6-pack of donuts for my vet because I know I'm
give him enough money.
Yeah. I know I'm going to need them, and they're so good to me. So I like to keep them happy with me because I'm a real pain in the ass with my gaggle of inferments here. So I pull up so I go and I get these donuts, and I also got 6 for our house and 6 for their house. Because
they must love you at the Amish market.
They do. But they love me so much that instead of charging me however much a dozen donuts is, they charge me like $4 or something ridiculous.
Grab that shit and run. It's just flour to them.
And I thought, what do I do? Do I say, are you sure you didn't charge me enough? And I
Listen up, no electronics. Maybe you ought to check your math. Get out the chalkboard.
Yeah. Math not your friend? You knew?
Mr. Google says, you stupid. Yeah,
you knew?
What'd you do? What did you do?
I took my donuts and I left.
Good.
And
they
then
deserve
as I'm
it.
walking
and they
out,
got a lot of your business as well.
I'm
Maybe
there every
they're
week.
being nice.
Maybe they were. So as I'm walking out, I'm like, $4. That seems like not enough for what I ordered.
Johnny's going to the woodshed tonight.
So yeah. So I
no
left.
buttons for you. Yeah.
Oh.
He deserves it. He's going to hell. They put him down in the well for a month when they make mistakes at the register.
Oh my God. I have to go back today quickly. Honey, I can't go to the shore with you.
They're doing meth at Amish farms. I love
more
it.
than you.
Yes, more than me. Because I'm doing a sum total of no meth. I know it's hard to believe. Everybody thinks I do because of the way I look and act, but that's not true. I don't.
Everything
do meth.
but math. Everything
meth.
but. That's what Amy
Meth.
does.
I've been saying meth.
So I called the vet from their parking lot because you can't go in with animals anymore. You have to wait, right? In the parking lot, they come get your pet and they do the whole yeah. So I called and I said, hi, it's Melissa Brilliant. How are you? Hi, Melissa. Yeah, they know because I've always had 3 dogs. Oh, 2, you put 2 of them down one summer. Oh, she's back at 3. I don't know how it happened. You have a father and a daughter? That's great.
I only went in for 1 donut and I came out with 3 dogs. Yeah.
Exactly. So I called and I'm like, hey, can you do me a quick favor? Can you either come out to my car or send any tech that's
Can you come out to my car? Yeah. Okay.
Or send any tech that's in-house right now. Just come out and just for 1 second. It won't take long, I promise. She's like, can you wait a minute? Absolutely. And the vet comes out. Hi, Melissa. I'm like,
oh, that's nice.
I said tech. I didn't say throw me a vet.
He brought out like a plunger and a scalpel. He's like, what you got?
It's all women. That
Ooh.
practice is all women. And not like your vet who's totally dishonest and totally hammered out of the business.
None of those things are true. I have a new vet and she's going with God and she was falsely accused. And we send great love to you wherever you may be because you've dropped off the face of the earth and I go to somebody else now. Okay. So your female vet comes out.
She came out and I handed her this box. She goes, you are so sweet. And I'm like, so is that Boston cream. Don't let anybody get their hands on that one. That one's
That's
for
truth.
you.
That's truth.
Yes.
Proof of life is Boston cream.
4 fucking pounds. So she carries this big box back into the thing. And she's like, you're so great. How are the kids? 4-legged, 2-legged. I'm like, I know you're busy.
Aww.
I know you're busy. So I just wanted to drop a little something off so you don't forget us because, haven't seen
They're
you
healthy
in a while.
right now.
Like,
And I'm
knock
getting
on
withdrawal.
anything. Like knock on anything you can find. My dogs haven't killed
to
each
that.
other yet, or it's just a matter of time. But yeah, so I dropped that off and I come home and I'm thinking, I did something nice for someone and I didn't even really have to pay for it because
the universe wants you to be nice. That's why.
I think that might
God
be why.
was with you in the Amish market.
And by God, you mean some poor kid with bad mouth.
You were touched by grace. That's what happened.
I was never touched by Grace. Grace's older brother, maybe, but never
porno.
Grace.
Ew.
Never Grace.
All right, Harry Styles, got it. You can make a Harry sandwich with, ew. You could make a
Harry
Styles sandwich. See, that's the problem. How can you be sexy with the name Harry?
I'll be pulling hair out of my mouth for the rest of my
gross.
life.
Everything's gross. No. Nope.
You talked
You know who would be good in a 3-way with him? That little Spider-Man. What's his name? He dances around in a bustier as well. It's
Andrew
crazy.
Garfield?
No. Not
the hairy
him.
one with the eyebrows?
No, the little one. The little spark plug. The little tiny one. He's very tiny. My kids would be screaming this right now.
Nothing little tiny is appealing to me.
He did Singing in the Rain. Oh, wait till he bends. He did that Singing in the Rain thing where we're going to go pretend to do lip sync battle.
Yeah.
Yes. And he came out and he was doing Singing in the Rain and he was dancing around in a suit and then he pulls the suit off and then he goes into Umbrella by Rihanna and he's wearing a bustier and like high heel, like this crazy thing. And then he does this weird sex dance and it's the strangest fucking thing because you're looking at it going, that's so wrong. And I'm into it. And that's wrong also. It's all wrong. And yes, it's right. What's his name?
Oh, I know who it is. It's Tom Holland.
It's little Tom Holland. Yes.
He's
a spark.
The new one.
Plug.
He's a treat.
He's a little spark plug. Right.
He's a
and
treat.
That's right. That's right.
But he's no Harry Styles.
I'll break that cold. Bring them together. They'll have fun and then I'll have to teach them what to do.
Cold.
Come on. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. I have a lot to give.
I'll break that cold.
He thinks he knows what to do. You think you know how to bend now? No, it's gonna be great. He'll act. It'll be memorable for him, and I'll love it. So
You'll teach him the Spider House rules.
That's right. Dangle from this. Yeah, here we go. Everything's gonna be wonderful. Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, Tom Holland. That's right. Tom Holland and a Harry Styles sandwich. That
I think
could work.
you are the sandwich. You are the meat of the sandwich.
Sure, that's fine. Inside out roll, however you want to do it. Got it?
Wow, we started with watermelon sugar.
I'm just here. They're the ones talking about it. I didn't start this. They're talking about it. These are their hobbies and interests. I'm just a fan. That's all.
I'm just interpreting and enjoying.
That's it.
Because that's what I do.
You know, I'm the greatest generation. We have a lot to contribute to these newcomers. They need to know how to do.
Yeah, look out, Tom Holland. You're on Fugazi's radar right now. You need to look out.
Get ready to level up. Yeah, it's coming.
Level up.
Yep.
Dear listener, we'd like to thank you for showing up again. We hope your Mother's Day was a good one. We hope that every week, fathers and mothers alike, you get your hour at least of appreciation every day. Either way, you're here again and again. We are grateful. And I do want you to know that. So happy Mother's Day. We'll do it again in June. And that's it. Thanks for playing with us.
That's right. And for all the mothers and the not mothers out there and the people with mothers, because there's at least one of you, right? Enjoy this weekend. Enjoy the day. It's probably already passed by the time you hear this, but we're celebrating you anyway. And hopefully you got a little chuckle. So
what did that mother on TikTok say? As I want to spend my day with, I don't want to spend my day with anybody that came out of or went into my vagina. Right. Like, all right.
I sent a little meme to our friend Jessica, and I thought it was so fucking funny. I stole it from somewhere else. That's why I didn't post it. And it says, let's be honest. I think the Mother's Day card should go to the iPad this year. It's the one that did all the work. She was like, truth. Very funny. Why don't you not find that funny? Great. Let's end it on a down note. What else do you want to talk about cancer? It's like, how did this go so flat so fast? I thought that was a funny joke.
No, I had a not funny thing about the Amish to share with you, but I thought it was too dark. So
great. No, bring the dark. Bring the dark. You don't know how much we have to cut out from our internet foibles.
So I go to the Amish market, and there's been a picture of this woman who's been missing. This
is dark,
right?
Okay.
She's this Amish girl, and all these Amish people there. They hang up this poster, laminated, that says, "Have you seen me?" She was walking home from a church service before a youth group.
Can I just be really ugly and cut in and say, how does that fucking work when they all wear the same damn uniform? They've all got the cap on. They're all wearing the same dress, and now they have a mask. So have you seen these eyes? How does that work?
The picture did not have. Correct. The picture was without mask, but yes, and it's been like a year that this picture's been there. My kids have come with me to the Amish market sporadically and been like, she's still missing. And as a joke, because we are horrible people on the way home, we're discussing where she is in Rumspringa, which is when in the Amish community you leave the community to go.
What the fuck is that made up shit now? Rumspringa? That is like the worst cocktail. Okay, tell me what the fuck this is.
So at the age of 16-ish.
You made that shit up. You made that shit up. You Discovery Channeled that shit, and that is made the fuck up.
Amy, you are one of the smartest people I know, and this episode is not proof of that concept.
I'm so smart that I know Rumspringa is not a fucking thing.
Oh my God, yes it is.
I lived there for my life. We never once had a Rumspringa.
So like around,
that's like a spring break. I don't know.
So like around 16, 18 years of age, I really don't know technically. It was an entire episode of Grey's Anatomy that you just went through. Remember Jenny had the tumor in her uterus? We're friends to the grave, cradle to the grave, those two girls.
Yeah, I remember that show. They didn't say the word Rumspringa.
And whose parents shunned them. Remember? She came to visit.
I know. If you're trying to say that when they give you the year to go out into the world as proof of it's like Cider House rules in reverse. This is what you don't want. Now you're going to come back to us forever. They let you go, right? So that you can go and see, oh, right, all these people who are using zippers and calculators, they're going to hell. I want to come back.
Zippers.
I want to come back and be in the bottom of the well and, eat my bread.
I will button no more.
Thank you. I got the butter in the hat. I'm back. I love you, Mom. That's not a fucking Rumspringa.
Yes, it is. The year
Okay.
you get to go with your hair on fire, grabbing your ball sack, running
you
around.
You might as well be calling it Dickowitz. It's not Rumspringa. That's a made up. Doesn't even sound Amish.
All right, I will sit here with the listeners while you Google the fuck out of Rumspringa.
I don't do that because that's rude. You go ahead. You tell us about your made up word.
Oh
and
my
facts.
God! So
you tell us. We're gonna have. You have to have a whole fucking dictionary.
Dear listener, I know you're on my side.
Fucking facts. Fake fucking facts. I'm gonna make a poster. Tell me about your pretend word. Sounds great. I'm in. Take a scrap. Believe you.
So this poor girl is on Rumspringa, and we are telling, every time we go, we tell wonderful stories about her, of how she's living in Key West, and she's making grass skirts in Hawaii, and like we're coming
and she's
up
selling
with,
crystal meth down the street.
and
yeah.
she did not go back. She went on Rumspringa with friends, and they went back, and she's like, no, this world.
She decided
Zippers are the way to go.
I'm in. I like it. Indigo.
No more.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yes, she is no longer, but she can help you get stains out of clothes like it's nobody's
Thank you.
business.
She can make a bread like you don't fucking know.
She could bake for you. God damn it. And probably
But she
charge you
won't.
correctly.
She
for
won't. She
the
fucking won't. That's what I'm saying.
donuts.
Maybe that undercharging. Maybe they got her secreted away, and that was a signal to you. You know how they look at you when you're going down the street? Like, I've been abducted by this guy going to the laundromat. Like, who walks past the fucking laundromat?
Is this your
Where are the
father? Is
laundromats?
this your father?
You should have checked that bill and the donuts. It was a message in a donut, and you gave it to the vet.
Message in a donut.
Donut. Okay. And the message is, take some music lessons.
So we have all of these beautiful stories of how she is like really enjoying her.
Yep.
Really enjoying her life. You're going to feel so fucking stupid when you hear Rumspringa again.
Look.
What?
Look it. Listen, it's not, you don't know.
You don't know. I say
know.
who?
You don't know. All right. Okay.
So we have all these beautiful stories going. Both of my kids are wildly creative and coming up with where she really is. And some of them got dark because my daughter is a very dark storyteller. But we did find out, it was in People magazine this last week. Yeah.
What happened to her?
Did you read it?
No, I don't read People magazine.
Well,
I don't know what Rumspringa is.
I got it on my phone. Obviously, she was abducted on her way home, and they found her remains almost a full year later. The clothes she was wearing, all the stuff, they found.
So
her
she
remains.
wasn't Rumspringa. She was
No.
just not gooded.
She was just there was very foul play going on.
Oh, for
and
fuck's
they
sake.
caught the guy. They have him in custody, and but it will be a 2020. You will hear the word Rumspringa, not because she was on it, but because they're
Is it going to be from that slimy guy who talks about everything like he's jizzing at the same time? Yeah, and then she went a Rumspringa.
Chris something? I love him.
He's
because
so weird.
He's so weird. I think that's why I love him, because I know what to expect when he opens his mouth. I know what the story's going to be. It's going to be kids out of the room.
It's just covered in filth. Everything that he talks about. And he's like rubbing his hands together. He's a creep. He's a super guy. That's when you need the emergency massage button. Whenever you're listening to that guy, it's
Who's
called
creepier?
Get Me Out of
That
Here.
guy, Chris something or other, or Jeffrey Toobin?
That guy, 1,000%. 1,000%. Because he actively, openly parades his creep. Toobin thought he was, he had an alter ego, that he understood how the world wanted to perceive him.
No.
He got that what he was doing was
This is
creepy
made
and
up.
wrong and gross.
This is all made up. Every word out of your mouth just there was made up. Toobin
Jeffrey-
did not think that. I'm going to get an interview with Jeffrey Toobin.
Jeffrey Toobin understands how the world works and forgot that his private life, right, shouldn't happen on the public stage. It crossed over.
Which
gross.
is worse, roller skating bad content or Jeffrey Toobin?
Jeffrey Toobin. Very few things are going to be worse than Jeffrey Toobin.
But that guy on
Yes,
To
because
Catch a Predator.
he's actively getting off on something that is so horrific and gross, and he's like, it's just the ickiest fucking, skin crawly feeling that you can ever have. And I hope we're talking about the same guy. He's even been parodied on Saturday Night Live
To
by
Catch a Predator,
by
that
Bill
guy.
Hader. He's like,
Yes.
he's just a fucking, he's a demon. He's an announcer demon.
But he's got
fucking
that
gross.
like buttery voice.
It's not butter. It's grease. He's gross. Everything about him is gross. No, he should not be able to continue ever. It's ickifying. It's disgusting.
His name is Chris Hansen.
That's the guy from Bop.
No, that's a different. You know what? I'm going to put an end to this before you get the Hansen brothers in trouble.
I didn't make that song. That reference was fucking right.
To the grave.
Reference was fucking right.
You'll take it to the grave? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's because it's correct. I defy you.
While you're in your Harry Styles Holland sandwich, you will take that to the grave.
Yeah.
Chris Hansen's the creepy guy with the.
I don't want any of the
buttery
Hansons
voice.
in my sandwich. I don't want any of the Hansons in my sandwich. I don't want that. I don't want to go to that restaurant. No thanks. Nope. I don't want any of this. No thanks. I don't want that. I'm gonna pass. That's a hard pass.
Nope. And on that note, dear listener,
that's a high. We can end on a high.
And
now.
on that note, we
All
love
right.
you. Happy day.
Yep, okay.
Happy birthday.
Merry Christmas.
Love you so much.
Happy Rumspringer. What's it called?
Rumspringer.
Yep. See ya. Bye.